lovely sexy hobby people. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be a flick through for Warhammer White Dwarf, issue 501. Let's get straight into it, shall we? So, straight off the bat, we're into contents, editor's letter, and included with this issue. This issue's card section includes our 2 scenarios of the month, 6 Echo Fishers for use in boarding action missions, and 6 Desert Warfare cards for use in your kill team games. So, mission, Planetary Devastation for Warhammer 40k, and battle plan is Retinues of Glory for Age of Sigmar. These are the 6 fishers, so you just cut them up. But if you do, you're missing out on this on the back, which is essentially so that you can use it for taking photographs of your miniatures. So you would use this as a backdrop to photograph your miniature. I don't play boarding actions, so I will hang on to this and use it for that purpose. With your cards, you get a bunker progress card, you get a paint recipe card for recording how you paint your miniatures, and then you have your Desert Warfare stuff. So you got Sand Tiger Attack, Lightning Storm, Sand Pit, Shifting Sands, Scouring Winds, and Atmospheric Interference. So there you go. Right. Contacts, letters, questions, miniatures sent in by our readers. This is nice. So we got Mephiston and Blood Angels Infiltrators here by Raul Rodriguez Martin. Oh, I like this. Who's this? Neve Black Talon by Jake Evans. And then we have a Vardus Black Soul. So, painted in what kind of looks like Black Templars colours. Right, here we go. Road to Golden Demon. Last year I entered Golden Demon at Warhammer Fest with what I think is a pretty unique diorama. My entry, Road to Golden Demon, was awarded a commended entry in the open category, which I'm really pleased with. The premise behind my entry was that it would be cool to paint a miniature about painting miniatures. The classic epic models, the new ones, weren't out at the time, were the best way to achieve this scale-wise. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good way of doing it. Heretical Mutant. What's this? Dear Staff, White Dwarf, sent you. I filled it as a war dog in my Chaos Knights army. Okay. Fiends of Slaanesh there. And is that Rogel Dawn? Yeah, Rogel Dawn. Cool. Worlds of Warhammer. End of an era of the Beast. What's this then? In the last 3 years, we've seen Age of Sigmar racked by the titanic battles of gods, monsters, and living incarnations of magic. A giddying menagerie of creatures, great and small, has been unleashed upon tabletops across the world. Thanks to the fervent imaginations of our miniature designers, I think it's fair to say that if you like a megafauna, cryptids, savage, reptiles and beasts of all shapes and sizes, it's been a good time for you. Time for a retrospective then, before we head into the next epoch of war. So they're going to look at the big beasties. Big beasties. This vulture is cool though. Marshcaller Slogoff, I've built one of those for a friend. I've got Krondis, son of Dracothin. Yeah. I've also built a Ale Guzzler Gargant recently, again for a friend, part of the Stormbringer collection. Right, access granted. Here's your bunker stuff. So what are we looking at? Armies on Parade. Use this guide to help create a plan for an Armies on Parade entry you can be proud of. Okay. And we are... Doesn't say what we're doing. Here we go. June, Gods of War, 31st December. Now, this only came out on the 21st of June, and it's what, the 28th? So, would be nice if they sort of like, if they're going to bring it out mid-month, say the magazine is for July, sort of thing. But yeah, painting challenge of the month, Gods of War. Bunker challenges. I do apologise if you can hear a yappy dog. I have got the windows open because it's warm. Wow. Okay, so we've got some Ale Guzzler Gargants here in barrels. They look really cool. That's a really fun way of doing them. Yeah, what are these? Emberguard Crusaders. Then we have our Planetary Devastation mission and the Retinues of Glory mission. And then Kill Team Desert Warfare. Desert Warfare table. Okay, so it's a D6 rolling chart here. Scouring Wind, Sands, Tiger Attack, Shifting Sands, Lightning Storm, Sand Pit, Atmospheric Interference. Was there only 6 of those? Yeah. Yeah, there was only 6 of those. I thought there was 8 for some reason. Don't know why. Basic training. Overcoming your army's weakness. So yeah, overcoming your army's... Be quiet, rat dog. Overcoming your army's weakness. So you need to know what the strengths and weaknesses are of your forces. So for me, I play several factions. Dark Angels, Grey Knights, Sisters and Tau. My Tau are the ones which I probably worry about the most because of their lack of melee focus. So being able to keep them out of fighting range, you know, charge range, is quite important to me. And I have no issues with moving them around in order to try and negate the ability for somebody to charge me. So you've got some scenarios, and then you've got your orders, sir, which gives you a scenario which you then have to kind of like come up with different ways to deal with it. Hobby Hangout, setting the scene or how to base your miniatures. Yeah. Before, when I had my collection before, all my miniatures, like I got into a bad habit of basing some of my units differently because, you know, it looked cool. And I've decided to not do that and make sure that every single one of my units within a given army has the same base. And they all look the better for it, to be quite honest. Stage by stage, grey red bases. See, I like Martian Iron Crust stuff as well, actually, which is difficult for me because the small amount of AdMech that I do have a brown and grass base, even though I like this one. Right, Satellite Uplink, Bunker Event of the Month, and the Rusty Nurgling. Some nice painted miniatures here. I've kind of stayed away from the Triumph of St. Catherine for my sisters. I don't know why. Probably because I wouldn't really know how to use it in a game. And it doesn't kind of grip me at the moment. I want to get Morven Val, and I have Celestine. And I kind of think that they're the two main characters that I'm happy with for my sisters. Warhammer Studios Gods of War. That is cool. What is this? Kragnos, the End of Empires. Cool. And then we've got one of these little oversized dung beetle things here. Stag dung beetle things in a really nice red colour scheme. Alariel, the Ever Queen. So yeah, Alariel is featured in the background fluff for Age of Sigmar with the silver net. Logan Grimnar on Storm Rider. What is this? Catacross, Mortarch of Necropolis. I like the colour scheme on that. And then White Dwarf team play Bunker Bingo. And then we're into Vermin Doom. On the true and awful threat posed by the Rat Men. Oh. Right, here we go. So this is background fluff, I'm assuming, on Skaven, Arc Arcana. The Raven Wing, Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Time of Ruin has begun. So this looks like it's a bit of fiction. Possibly tying in with Skaven Tide release at the end of this month, tomorrow in actual fact. Rules, well, it's pre-order tomorrow, isn't it? And then it's 2 weeks. Rules of engagement, the flesh-feasting forest of Tondia. Look at this spider. Fantastic. I'm just going to shut this window because this dog is annoying me. Right, hopefully he won't be so loud. Hate yappy dogs. There, I said it. Right, so this is Rules of Engagement, Flesh-Eating Forest of Tondia. In this rules engagement, we're going to visit the western part of Tondia in the mortal realm of Gur and try to safely navigate our way through the carnivorous forest of the Gnarlwood. Okay. So, it's a D6 chart here for Gnarl Oak action table. Gnarl Oaks, melee weapons. Yeah, turn sequence in Gnarlwood, battle, hero phase, movement phase, shooting phase, charge phase, combat phase, Gnarlwood phase, battle shock phase. Okay. And then Asgar's Avalanche, an army of angry Ironjaws, painted by Rob Heppelthwaite. So, cool. I built this guy, the guy on the big, like, dragon thing, the Ironjaw on the big dragon thing, for a friend. And it's impressive. I do like. I mean, look at these guys. It's gone with a red colour scheme. Is it red? Yeah, red for the orcs. But that works really well. I love it. Pyre and Flood. Narrative quests and artifacts for 2 Warcry warbrands, Idrillan, Riverblades, and Pyregeists. Idrillan Riverblades, so they're elves by the look of it. So info for those guys, and a battle plan, and then Pyregeists, Balefire, Pyregeist quests. There's your battle plan, rising conflagration. And then Idrillan Riverblades background tables and background tables for your Pyregeists. And then Makis Cove. Paul and Ash from the Warhammer World Exhibition tell us how they made the Macca's Cove board from issue 500's Battle Report. This was a really nice board, actually. It was something different. So, painting a battlefield. These look like the sponge things, but sliced. Have you get them from like Body Shop or something? Big long thing, and they look like they should be like a wire loofah sort of thing, but they've got this sort of these hollow textures through it, and I'm sure that if you just sliced it, that's what they would look like. And this part of this old ship was brilliant. Like part of this space hulk that's crashed. Remains of Nathasis. The monitor ship Nathasis was crashed into the planet's surface by a brood of gene stealers. There's an escape pod there with a skeleton in it, so obviously he didn't survive. Forces of Chaos, the Nephilim Anomaly. So this is just background fluff for that particular theatre. Flash door. Tempus Purgatus, Part 3. So more fiction for Warhammer 40k this time. Rifts in Reality. So this is where we're going to get our interdimensional fissures. Use boarding actions. Break in Reality, Echo Fissure tiles, Reality Rift missions, Section Overrun, Claustrophobic Carnage, Turmoil of Souls, Simulus Enigma, Mirror Field, Spreading Subroutines, and that's your lot. And then you got Raid on Oland's Mule. Team of Oathsworn hobbyists assemble legions of Space Marines to do battle across the stars. So what have we got? Armoured Grace. Searching for fresh plunder, the might of the 42nd Millennial have arrived in the Oland's Muse system. Rob tells us all about his army from the illustrious 3rd Legion. The Blade of Exodus, the Alpha Legion are masters of the shadows, so it's not surprising that they're involved in raiding loyalist supply lines in the Oland's cluster. Master Saboteur Rich tells us about his strike force. And then we have Blood Across the Stars. Seeking fresh battle, a World Eaters fleet has made its way to the Oland's cluster. Praetor Owen tells us all about his Blood Frenzy's 12th Legion army. And then Bitter Survivors. A force of Iron Hands was called to muster on the Oland's cluster, leading them to be drawn into conflict with the traitors. Stuart Lee tells us about his 10th Legion force. Fire and Brotherhood. So is this Salamanders? No, White Scars. No, Salamanders. In a quest for vengeance, the Ashmard, a Salamander's force, joined with the White Scars Brotherhood to hunt down their treacherous brothers. Quinn and Adam tell us about their joint force. And then we have Sons of Sanguinius. A Blood Angel strike force stationed near Terra have been sent to the Oland's cluster to reinforce the loyalists at Beta Garman. Sophie explains her plans for the 9th Legion. Then we have our answers to orders, sir, and then a subscription ad for White Dwarf. Issue 501. Doesn't say when the next one was due. I'm not seeing... Yeah, I can't see when the next one's coming out. Okay, never mind. Right, so there you go. That was White Dwarf, issue 501. There's your bits and pieces, your Desert Warfare, and your other two little bits. Hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.